going into draft. They've started the draft, so let's head over. And we have Dinzbags versus Dinzbags on red side and Foreman on blue side. I see, Kang, what you're doing here. We're hoping for game 3 that we have George, Foreman, and Grill in all 3 games here, hopefully. So George Foreman Grill on the blue side and Dinzbags on the red side, and we have the Hecarim pick from George Foreman Grill right away here.
Yeah, pretty standard. They did pretty well with the Hecarim pick in game 1. No reason to change it now. If it's not broke, why fix it? Bard, first pick on its side of Dinzbags, pretty standard as well. We know Luminex is really comfortable on that champion, is able to make plays. Even in the last game, we saw him make a lot of plays that resulted in picks. And if they had stopped hemorrhaging, then he possibly could have brought that back. But the Nunu pick actually really like it's able to match Hecarim in a way because they're both able to move around the map quite well. Hecarim with his don't know what it's called, but Nunu Snowball able to pretty much get the same effect, being able to counter gank at times, being able to roam around the map, and Foreman looking to replicate their composition from game 1. No Zareth, though, banned away from Dinzbags. I'm expecting a Kaisa pick, maybe? Or I think a Samira pick would still be fine here, now that they have the Nunu. Bard on his own is not going to be able to afford much in the way of CCs for Samira's knockup, but Nunu adding an extra layer there. I think maybe they want to pick a top lane, a safe top lane here, but yeah, there's the Kaisa.
Yeah.
Instead,
I don't know if I like the Kaisa as much. I think the George Foreman has Dinzbag a little bit shook, both the team and the player, wanting to get Kaisa for himself. But I feel like this will likely be some of the same issues that Samir ran into. Is that Kaisa might just not have the range to compete with the Karma Ezreal that we've seen George Foreman been playing. We saw they were very proficient at it last game. So looks like it's not quite the salty run back from Dinzbags, but it's something definitely close, and they're gonna have to change up their game plan from last game if they're gonna want to experience any form of different result here.
yeah, pretty much the same range. Kaisa does have a little bit more range.
25 extra, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Kaisa is going to work better simply because she doesn't rely too much on your own team having reliable CC, as well as Kaisa just having way more damage early on, I think.
Fair enough.
That doesn't rely on skill. She kind of just press Q and it chooses targets for you, but
The passive aggressive flame on Dinzbag, I like it. And as the Aesol gets picked up in response to Seafaren's Oriana, that's an interesting. We haven't seen an Aesol, I think, ever in this league, or we've certainly never seen it on the side of Lucan. And I believe this is the first one we've seen in the whole league. Not a very picked champion, but that was very quick into the Oriana. So definitely, this might be the secret Lucan pocket pick that no one expected.
I used to be an Aesol main way back before they changed his kit. And I found that he was pretty unplayable because I already got used to the way he played before the rework. Now, if you picked Aurelion Sol after the rework, that's not a problem for you. And I think, in my opinion, he's still a really good champion. He doesn't have the same level 2 solo kill potential that he used to, but his ability to just roam around the map, make plays, get his side lanes ahead, still going to be really strong. And he's not going to be playing into an assassin this time around. He's going to be playing into a control mage, so there's not as much pressure on him inside of the lane as well. So he's probably going to be able to farm pretty safely. And once he gets his Rod and his Rylai's, it's going to be over. Maybe even the Hextech hose instead of the rod. But
Hmm.
I really like Foreman's comp right now. That
Yeah.
being said,
So
Tryndamere.
this
Yeah.
feels like again that mid jungle combination, right? Where the Xerath could roam really well with his ult. Aurelion
Oh
Sol
yeah.
can do the same.
You're
Yeah.
definitely right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, gang.
Yeah, I was just gonna quickly say that. Yeah, it's very similar, but Aurelion Sol is a little bit more active in that he actually has to put himself in danger in order to make these roams happen, whereas Xerath can just hit you from across the map.
One thing I did want to say quickly about the Dinzbag team comp is this is the most Dinzbag team comp I've ever seen. You have like 3 borderline 4 champions if you count Kaisa that can just do whatever they want and still succeed. You know, you have and more importantly is they're gonna thrive off any mistake that George Foreman makes. If you know, Trendemir is one of those characters, you know, traditionally not very good, but if you're not on top of your macro, then Foreman is going to be heavily punished by this Trendemir. Bard is much of the same. Nunu can be much of the same. They all play off the enemy's position very well, and they all exploit stakes or mistakes, excuse me, extremely well. And forcing the enemies into making mistakes and exploiting them is the Dinzbag specialty. So a very Dinzbag team comp with their back to the wall in game 2 here.
Now I will say, if that is the win condition, George Foreman Grill didn't make that many mistakes last game. I mean,
They
maybe
really didn't.
right? I mean, maybe that's just because they had Dinzbags on their heels the entire game that they weren't in a position to, even when they did make a mistake, by that point they were so far ahead, so maybe it didn't matter. Um, but like we'll see. The Bard alone is so good at forcing mistakes, getting picks, even just with that ult, right?
Mm.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, guys, Stefano first. Who do you think is going to take game 2?
My money's on. See, this is where we got in trouble last time. Is last time I casted the Dinzbags, they went down 1-2. They went down a game versus Casual Reformed, and then they came back and completely stomped Casual
Mhm.
Reformed both games. But um, I don't I don't necessarily see that happening, but I still am gonna give this game to the Dinzbags. I don't think it's gonna be much of a stomp, but I do think Dinzbags might have that little bit of an X factor that they need to take this one.
I think I'll stick to Foreman for this game as well. I just think that they still have a lot of the same tools that they did last game, and I don't know. It's just I will say that if Tryndamere gets ahead, this is going to be a really hard game. But I believe in Arvida's ability to maybe set that behind a bit. It will be close though. I don't think it's going to be as much of a stomp as last game was. I will say that, but I still think that George Foreman Grill will come out ahead on this one.
All right, the Red Bull analyst desk is split down the middle still for game 2 of George Foreman Grill. Wow, I'm just reading it. I'm on I'm on the draft thing and I just see Foreman and I just wanted to say Foreman versus Dinzbags. George Foreman Grill versus Dinzbags in game 2 of the quarterfinals in the MEL playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a competitive integrity break to bring you this exciting game. Welcome back, folks, to game 2 of the quarterfinals. Dinzbags versus George Foreman Grill here in the Manitoba Esports League. We are excited to see how game 2 pans out as we come into the Rift here. Let's see if Dinzbags can take game 2 away and make this a 3-game series.
Definitely going to be an exciting one here. Dinzbag playing with their back against the wall. We've normally seen them be more of a I don't want to say a for fun team, but more of a they're having fun kind of team. So let's see if they can really deal with the pressure this game.
You know, and
Alrighty.
Stefano, like last week they lost the first game and then came back super strong in the next two games. So we'll see if they'll be tilted or if they're gonna pull off another exciting victory here.
As an invade already coming in from the side of George Foreman, not gonna amount to much, but we did see Luke in there standing pretty far back so that the stars don't reveal him. So evidently quite proficient on the champion. That's not something that an inexperienced ASOL would do. Speaking of the ASOL, let's take a minute to look at some of the more interesting masteries here, and we do actually see an electrocute on him. Kang, you're the ASOL master in this call. What do you think of the electrocute on him in the mid lane?
Yeah,
Ignite as well.
electrocute and ignite are actually pretty standard. He doesn't have that level 2 power spike that he used to have, but he's still pretty strong in lane as long as he's not getting deleted in 2 seconds. So he can actually bully out Seaferns pretty easily as long as there's no jungle interference, which there probably will be, let's be honest, it's new.
Yeah.
But yeah, ignite, pretty standard. ASOL I think ASOL is the same as the before the rework in that you don't think he has kill pressure in lane when he actually does, and he just absolutely obliterates you out of nowhere. So yeah, nothing
No,
too surprising here, honestly.
no kill pressure till he kills you. And as we say that, he does go a little bit aggressive, going to chunk out a little bit. But now Scoop Lord with the level advantage does land one crit, but going to have to back up due to Nagster's ranged auto attacks. And we're seeing a little bit of the same story we saw last game. Is the bot lane of George Foreman having the numbers of the Dinzbag so far early. This time the power spike is different, but Dinzbag still level down. They even have double heal potions, so a lot of emphasis on winning this lane from the side of George Foreman. Double biscuits, I should say.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
As we continue, Kang, we saw last game. Oh, to cut me off here now is Dustin Campbell, but it is going to be ASOL just eating out of there. I'm not sure what the term is, but Arvita now coming with the counter gank. He's going to go on to Dustin Campbell. He's going to get chunked low, though. Now Lucan's back in. The stars are going to continue to hit them, but not a lot of damage is going to come out. Both sides too tanky for the other one to completely deal with, and they are just going to go their separate ways.
Really nice to see Dustin Campbell coming in with an aggressive gank so early, whereas last game really felt like he was not really doing much early game. So it's nice to see he's making the change.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I think Nunu's just a faster paced jungler overall. Olaf really strong early game in terms of damage, but he kind of just walks at you. So as long as you're not in a bad position, he can't really do anything to you. Unless he lands those axes, of course. Here comes a repeat gank on ASOL.
Already banked.
No journey
Comet of
this
Legend
time.
not available. He is going to force the flash out. Dustin Campbell's going to flash in after him. Ignite falls
There you
down
go.
onto him, but he doesn't take it down. Now Ravita's going to come in. Seaferns is going to have to flash out. He's going to dissonance out, and it is going to be a 1-for-0 and a first blood for the side of Dinzbags, starting out much better than it did last game, but no flash now on Seaferns.
Yeah, flash blown on Seafarer is definitely going to be a big deal. ASOL having to blow all of his summoners, not in a good spot. I think that this game is very similar to game 1, in which the lane that gets ahead in the mid lane is going to dictate the pace of the game. If ASOL falls behind, he can't perma-shove you and roam to the side lanes as hard, especially against an Orianna, who can very well match his wave clear once she gets that blue book. Lost chapter.
Lost
there
chapter.
You go. Yeah.
We got there first try, no struggle.
Yeah, no struggle at all.
But I do want. Yeah. Mini Nar is. Ooh, you hate to be a melee into that matchup, but I do just want to quickly bring our attention to the bottom lane. We did see that Dinzbags was forced back a little early. he is going to be about 10 CS down overall. But even now, with the Kai'Sa, with the better scaling option, he is still going the double Dorans, really wanting to get some kill pressure in this lane. He does have the Halo Blades as well, so is opted for it, but so far it's not looking their way, as Arvida is caught in a little bit of a difficult place as Luminex is in there, but Arvida getting taken very low. Command's attack is going to be able to take the kill, giving it over to Seafarers. He's now 2-0. It's the reverse of last game. Not looking great for George Foreman. Let's see if Dinzbags can snowball it just as hard as George Foreman did last game.
Oh, they definitely can. Tryndamere hasn't died yet. Oriana's ahead. She's going to be able to get the shove on the wave, pretty much locking ASOL into lane.
Justin Campbell and Luminex both coming with a vengeance. Bog is forced to flash, but the snowball is still going to connect. He's going to get knocked up, but no more damage can be taken. Seafarers is there just in case, but forcing the flash out of Bog is definitely not bad. They're going to take it in. It looks like their pings are going down on the Dragon. Doesn't seem like they're going to take it, but even still, a worthwhile trade on the side of Dinzbags.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're probably going to want to give this one away. No use. Okay.
Luminex comes in with the bar tunnel. Voice of Light is going to come out, but it's not going to be enough as Lucan is going to go down 0-2 with no summoner spells available. Playing too aggressive into the magical journey is going to cost them. Stop giving Luminex Bard as Dustin Campbell is getting put on aggressive by Arvida. Arvida is going to back out now as there's a few members of the Dinzbag there. Luminex trying his best to keep Baron aggroed with the damage done to it, but now they're all just going to take a magical journey out. Looks like they're going aggressive onto Bog and Scissors there. Luminex very low, but the snowball is going to come in. He's going to knock up Bog, and Bog's going to be taken down this time. A complete 180 from last game, as Dinzbag is taking a commanding lead in the early game.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, just pretty good pathing from Dustin, being able to get the mid ahead, getting that Oriana to roam down, getting pressure on the bot lane, translating that pressure into a shove. You're blowing flashes left and right with that snowball. Pretty standard new play. But honestly, ASOL being put behind this early on, pretty bad. It's like some Mira levels of bad if you're behind. Like,
oof, the Giga bad play coming out. Yeah, no, definitely don't want to be behind on the ASOL, and that can all be attributed to Dustin Campbell this game. A complete 180 from last game. Last game, he was playing Olaf, had 0 kill participation at like 10 minutes. This game has 100% kill participation at 8 minutes, 0-0-4. He's been all over the map so far, getting his team ahead. And this game, it looks like actually Arvida is the one that's trailing behind where he needs to be.
Yeah, Nunu's just so much faster paced than Olaf is. Like, he can just go from one side of the map to the other in like 30 seconds. So, no surprise there. Lots of early pressure getting. Oh, we got a roam coming down from Lucan that's going to be spotted out. So they're going to have to force the issue soon.
Luminex is going to tunnel out as the Kai'Sa ult goes on the other side of Lucan. Nice Kai'Sa ult and nice Bard tunnel to get out. Very well played by the bot lane of Dinzbags. And on the side of George Foreman, they're just going to have to take a consolation pink ward and walk out. Even they're trying to make plays, you know, it's good, but not working out against such a safe bot lane if they need to be on the side of Dinzbags.
Yeah, and that ward in the Dragon Pit from Luminex, spotting out the ASOL, letting them know that Lucan's coming just in time so that they're able to get out of this situation, and that's gonna be even more pressure lost from Lucan. There's not really much he can do against an Oriana with Blasting Wand and Lost Chapter. Now he's pretty much gonna be shoved in all the time. Scissors though, going ham.
Scissors Canadian sniper hitting all of his Qs. Luminex and Dinzbag very low, but not going to be in too much of a threat as we switch to Lucan and Arvida taking up some wards. But But we see now, even with Zizzers having CS lead, it is Dinzbag that's up 2-0. He's now just backing goodbye a full man immune. Starting to stack it a little bit late, but gonna be scaling very, very quickly.
Yeah. And this game isn't really over. I think as long as Arvita can get a pick off on Seaferins, Bullet Flash, come for a counter gank, and get Asol back into the game, as soon as Lucan gets his Hextech Hose, he's going to be able to get more consistent ganks off on the map, and I think he's going to want to draw his attention to the bot lane. Zizzer's been playing pretty well. I think if they want to win this game, they're going to have to play this game through him. And Asol is definitely able to enable a lot of bottom lanes just through sheer pressure. But as it stands right now, Seaferins 2-0, lost chapter, going to be able to perma-shove, locking Asol in lane. I think Arvita has to pay some attention to mid lane in order to unlock that Asol and really roam around the map. You see Nunu
Justin Campbell and Arvita are here. Arvita very low already, though. The stun lands. Seaferins is there now. Next is going to flash up, but going to get command shockwaved into an absolute 0. And Arvita, what are you doing ganking so low? 30% HP down to 0 in about 2.5 auto attacks. A pretty large throw, and that means it's probably going to be Rift as well as, or probably going to be Dragon rather, as well as 2 kills. A double stun lands onto Bog and Scissors. Ultimate comes down, exhaust onto Dinzbag as well. He's going to get stunned up. Scissors now hitting him. Oh, nice ulti comes from Dinzbag. Going to get the extra shield that he needs to live. Scissors now a little bit too forward. Gonna have to flash out.
Scissor.
Gonna have to flash out away from Dustin Campbell, but it's not going to matter. He takes the kill as well. A little bit of
I would make.
A little bit of a melee form Ezreal there. It's okay. He forgot he wasn't playing Samira. As Arvita comes in, he's going to go into Dinzy. Dinzy's going to be forced to flash out. Magical Journey goes out, and now it's Dustin Campbell and Season going on to Arvita. Bog is going to get hit by the snowball. He's going to get knocked up and looted shortly. Bog goes down with the help from Seaferins. It's coming up Dinzbags completely this game. The opposite story of last game. It almost looked like they plagiarized last game from the side of Dinzbags as disaster on the side of George Foreman.
Yeah, it's not looking good. However, they're still only 3k down. And I say only, but it's 13 minutes, so not only, but...
In quotation marks.
Yeah, only 3k down.
You know when you're 1,000 gold down before plates have even fallen, that you're in a bad spot.
Yeah. Not looking great. I do still think that there is a way in which George Foreman Grill can come back from this. I think if they continue to hemorrhage more gold over to Dinzbags, it's probably going to be unlikely. I still think Zizzers is the way to go. He's been playing pretty good, except for that last play. He's landing all of his Qs, man. Like,
you know, it was Lucan that was scripting last game with the Zereth. Now it's Zizzers this game. I guess Zizzers was scripting last game as well, as Destin Campbell comes in with a snowball onto Negster. Negster's going to go, but the Absolute Zero is going to go. He doesn't have Meganar just yet, and the auto attacks from Scoop Lord are going to find him. 0-2 now, as Lucan comes in just a few seconds too late, styling onto the side of our screen. And nice play here by Luminex and Dinzbags, recognizing that they just saw the roam from Lucan. They have all the freedom in the world to go and get some deep vision now. And as the Tempered Fate comes in, lands 2, Seaferins is there. Command Shockwave does hit Bog, but Zizzers is going to be able to Arcane Shift away as Luminex, once again, please ban this man's Bard with another great pick on 005. He's got the second or third highest kill participation, and he's only been bot lane so far. But all around the map, it's been nightmares for the side of George Foreman.
Yeah, it's slowly looking like a GG so far.
I don't know about slowly, if I'm being honest. This is like a speed run, you know? They're like 5 minutes away from getting elected. Dustin Campbell once again ganking with a nice 2-man Gnar from Negster. He's going to get the double stun as well. Going to get out of that gank successfully, but now Arvita is coming. Magical Journey is going to come out, but
There you go,
Dinzbags
scissors. Here we go.
not going to be there in time, and Zizzers is going to pick up that kill. Luminex knowing what was happening before Dinzbag, I guess. I don't want to say that's the classic support AD carry combination, but I'm definitely not going to not say that. As Dinzbag does go down, Zizzers picks it up. He's now 1-0, and it does look like the tower is going to be falling here. So there is a substantial amount of gold, I should say, funneled onto Zizzers here. He is going to be doing quite a bit of damage, but he does have this huge wall of Dustin Campbell to push through.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what Zizzers is going to build second, because I really liked his itemization last game. I think the items that he built were pretty intelligent things to build for the game state. I think that I mean, I've said it before, but Zizzers is definitely their win condition for sure. Acel behind, can't really roam anymore. Acel's probably just going to look to get some picks off. And does Hextech Hose build out of Blasting Wand?
I don't play mid lane. No, who doesn't either,
Yeah.
apparently, is Lucan, as he gets command
Okay.
shockwaved and forced to flash out. As the Rift Herald drops, that's going to be the mid tower going down for sure. Zizzers and Bog are going to try their best, but it's going to be no match for the mighty Rift. As it gets taken down, another advantage gained on the side of Dinzbags. Are they going to let it charge another time? I don't think it did. But no, so much gold advantage, almost, or a solid still 3,000 gold at 16 minutes from the side of Dinzbags. But it should be noted, importantly, that George Foreman does have a very good team fight on their hand. They have a very large wombo. A lot of their champions thrive in team fights, whereas, Dinzbags don't really. Bard is okay in team fights, but he's by no means a miracle worker. Likewise to Tryndamere, so there is an out for the side of George Foreman.
Yeah. And Frozen Fist built on Ezreal. I like that as well. He's at 2 items, which is actually ahead of Kai. To pick a fight, now would be the time to do it. But they're giving over the dragon, so not much gonna happen here. Still waiting on first item for Lucan. That's gonna be really important if they want to grab some picks. There's the Bard ult, flash off on Bog.
Oh, as Dustin Campbell's coming the backside, but Lucan being chunked out
deleted
by Dinzbag, completely 100-0. All it took was an auto attack and the Q and another auto. Kaisa, fun champion, ladies and gentlemen, as they're retreating now, but Arvida's on the backside. He has a nice flank. Exhaust goes down onto him.
Okay, that's Exhaust.
Luminex comes in with a magical journey. Dinzbag is going to come as well, and Arvida is just going to want none of it and ulti out. But now Dustin Campbell doesn't want out. Dustin Campbell wants in, and he's going in along with Dinzbag. Absolute Zero is going to take the life of Zizzers. Now it's Bog without flash in the middle of 3 people, and he's going to fall down shortly after. A 3-for-0 for the side of Dinzbags, as well as the second tier tower. Lots of gold being swung their way, and Nagster just now joining the rest of his team.
Guys, I have to ask a very serious question. Is Dinzbags winning this game because Dinzbag didn't go Ninja Tabby?
Yes, 100%. That is the only reason. If
Just checking,
Dinzbag
because I'm not an analyst. I'm not an analyst.
I understand. If Dinzbag had gone Ninja Tabby, and this is fact, his Nexus would have exploded by now. That's just how the game works. We saw it last game, and this time he didn't go Tab-Eyes, and it didn't explode. All I'm saying. The only factor in this game. But memes aside, we see now Lucan not even getting his first item down, as Seafarens is working on the Spellbinder second item. Is there any hope for the side of George Foreman to get back in this game, or is this a scale up, or is this a take as long as we can, but we're losing this game kind of moment?
Probably the second one. Leandry's on Acel. I don't like that. I mean, mind you, I haven't touched Acel in like 4 years, but
nice. Red Bull, don't leave us. You're our best sponsor. Thank you.
Yeah.
In 4 years, but I just don't see how Leandres is better than, say, Hexagon.
Tempered Fate comes down onto Bog. Bog's gonna get stunned at the
Please
beginning.
ban Bard.
Yeah, just ban Bard. Like, either ban Bard or respect Bard. And we've seen time and time again, they're just not respecting the magical journey. And more importantly, they're not respecting the Tempered Fate so consistently from Luminex. He's able to land so many ultis. You really need to take this guy's Bard away.
Yeah.
As it looks for Baron now, it does look like George Foreman is going to try and take this, but this Dustin Campbell does have a snowball coming in. He's fast as heck as the magical journey comes in as well. The stun does land onto Negster. Negster in a little bit of a bad spot. Command Shockwave hits 2 as the flash in an absolute zero. Dinzbag now under tower in the back line. What a giga throw that was. Scoop Lord now goes into ult. He's not going to be taken down for a while, but he's going to be taken down shortly after. It's 2 for 1 with the side of Dinzbag running for the hills.
Foreman needs to go for Baron right now.
They need to rush it, but it looks like they're just backing off. They don't want to risk a fight against the Seafarers. Orianna is very strong, does have a lot of AoE damage. They are looking for the mid, but I guess Dinzbag, forgetting he wasn't playing Vayne and going to Vayne spot anyway. I can roast Dins, it's fine, he's in our Discord. But Dustin Campbell going in, Arvidia now on the backline. They are going directly on Seafarers. TP comes in from Negster. Seafarers just taken low, but not quite dead yet. As Negster comes in, Seafarers is gonna survive with a little bit of HP as Scoopboard runs bottom lane. A nice attempt by the side of George Foreman, but not enough and too late. They didn't go for the Baron, as our top analyst Kang said, as they waste the opportunity of their 2 extra kills, and they aren't able to push their lead push their comeback of a lead any further.
Yeah, I mean, definitely went with the safer option, opting not to go for the Baron. Definitely would have been a throw if they decided to go for it and lost it. I just think that you need something to just swing the game, and a Baron definitely would have been it. Instead, they opt not to go for it. There's going to be third Dragon, not the Soul, but they're definitely going to want to contest this one. They do have the Aegis on Scissors, so he's going to be a little bit more tanky, not going to get deleted by the likes of Kaisa. Kaisa's still sitting on Curve Bow and Pickaxe, whereas Scissors on 2 items, definitely looking good as long as they can keep him safe. Dragon's going to be gone in about a second here. Yep, there you go.
Fate goes down, lands onto Arvidia. The snowball is going to connect instantly. Command Shockwave lands onto 2. Relentless charge out, but Dinzbag follows him. Now Zizzer's left all alone. Negster is going to be able to pick up 1 on the side as Lumex continues his tunnel through him. Now it's Negster all alone. He's in a bad spot. He's going to gnar them, get a 2-man stun, followed into a 3-man stun, but there's no damage and no one around to support him. And now it's going to be Dinzbags looking at Baron.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do. You can maybe poke him down, but they can just turn on you with the Bard here.
Yeah, they know they don't have any ultimates except for Scoop Lords available at this time, but even still, it doesn't look like they're going to contest it. They're just going to take the tower mid. Lumex is going to go threaten them a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. As the Baron gets secured, they had the Nunu, was never really at risk. As the Flash Cosmic Binder comes out, from Luminex, and he's going to get taken down immediately afterwards. A little bit too hypey. Oh, but it was Seafarers on the backline. Zizzers is actually insane with a huge outplay as the Arcane shifts out. Kaisen's going to flash forward and able to take the kill, but an insane outplay by Zizzers. Probably ban his Ezreal as well. Absolute dumpstering of Seafarers, even when he's ahead. Not going to amount to much as the Baron still does go over to the side of Dinzbags, but a great play by Zizzers, and an embarrassing whoops by Seafarers.
Yeah, he really thought he had an Ezreal with 1 HP, but blowing the flash, getting that huge damage. Looking pretty good for Zizzer so far. Getting the Vamp Scepter, going to be able to heal up a little bit in these fights, which is definitely going to help him out a lot, especially in the longer trades. We got a Blast Cone whoopsie there.
No, we didn't see that. It's fine, Scoop Lord. No one saw it. You're okay. What is he building, Scoop Lord? with a
Scoop Lord?
Stinger and a crit. Is that Triforce? That's got to be Triforce. Oh, as Dinzbag goes in, almost assassinates Zizzers, but Bog is just going to barely keep him alive. Going to throw out the Mantra Q at him. Surviving with the skin of his teeth is Zizzers, but now Dinzbag, no ulti. Arvita's on the back row. The Star Side is coming in, but Lucan's going to land a few as Luminex gets taken a little bit low, but not enough for the kill. Now, but Scoopward on the bottom lane tower.
Scoopward on the bottom. They got to go for the mid.
Exploiting the tower. Arvita's in on the flank. It looks like he's
close
going
to
for
rage.
it. Yeah, Nagster's still poking. He's got his rage bar now. He's going to be looking to go in the balls in the middle. Going to go protect. Going to be on the protect onto Dustin, but the ulti's going to come in. He is going to stun up Dustin Campbell, get the double stun, but command Shockwave into Tempered Fate. Going to mean the Star Voice is going to go down. Lucan's going down. Scoop Lord in the backline. It's going to be a slaughter. They couldn't find the fight they wanted. They're forced now as Scoop Lord is going to run them down. A man with a big sword and a big damage is going to be taking out Bog and Arvidia as it's a 4-for-1 and the game is on the line, barring a miracle play from Zizzers, the likes of which we've never seen. As the inhib is now going to go down, it's going to be Dinzbag almost for sure with a with a 1 tying up the series 1-1 as Zizzers is all he can. The ultimate comes out. He's throwing out his skill shots as fast as he can, but there's too much tankiness and there's too much damage on the side of Dinzbags as they take game 2 and send it to a game 3.